Hello, welcome to the Stubborn Tortoise podcast. I'm Donna Pazdera. So today this turned out to be sort of an unexpected episode. Well, I mean, obviously I have to have an episode. Well, somebody's got a gun in my head, but anyway, yeah. So I was planning to do an episode, but then kind of decided to make it about a couple of products. Things that I have personal experience with because I thought I'd share that with you. The first of which is this guy, which is the Suunto 3, Suunto 3, and it is an upgrade from my old sports watch that kind of went to heaven. I mean, the battery is just sort of, and as I've mentioned before, Suunto does not have an easy learning curve. And I thought, well, since I've already had one, this shouldn't be so bad. It kind of was. Well, first of all, they give you what is it? It's just like this tiny little pamphlet. I think they're a Norwegian brand of some sort, Swedish maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so you get this little, booklet, Get Started. And it's written in like 500 languages, which is useful. But it just kind of shows you how to set it up, which, I try to follow the instructions. But the problem is then they kind of leave you hanging when it's time to like actually do a run. So I trotted it over to my favorite local park, Southside Lions Park. And, eventually after much pushing and frustration, figured out how to record a run, and it was also recording my heart rate. It was telling me that my heart rate, that's the other thing that the one thing I do well, I like a lot of things about this. It's taken a few days. The thing I like about this is it does give you a constant heart rate readout. Now, I'm not real sure how. I need to look into this a little bit because do some research. Google. Just kidding. But yeah, I need to find out a little bit more about this wrist-based heart rate detection, which of course I find liberating because, I used to wear a polar heart rate monitor, which, back in the day when I was teaching cycling classes a lot, we would definitely use our heart rate monitors. And then, but you had this strap that went around your chest, or, if you're a lady, it goes underneath your bra. So it would, and I feel like, well, that's got, it's right there on the heart. So it's gonna, tell you, but this one apparently uses, I guess your wrists. And I don't know, it kept telling me when I was doing this little 2.5, 3 mile run the other day, it was like, it was really cold. It was telling me that my heart rate was like too high and all this stuff. And I'm just like, oh God, I probably need to go in and readjust the settings because yeah. And then I know it was actually a 2 mile run, maybe 2 and change, but it came in at 2.59 and it said my pace was like 11 something, which I was like, God, I haven't seen that in years. I like this watch. But it wasn't accurate. I know myself, and yeah, so it was definitely not an 11 something minute pace, but it looked good on Strava. So hey, there's that. I did an indoor cycling thing on Saturday because again, it was too flipping cold to go out and run. I think we're finally starting to get out of this. I don't know. I think I'm just too old for this. I don't know. I don't like being cold. I don't, I know people are like, but it's fun to run in the cold. It's like, no, it's not. I just feel cranky, I mean, even on that little run I did, what was it, Thursday? I bought some running gloves. I don't have them handy, but anyway, I did buy some running gloves. God, you know how hard it is to find running gloves? I mean, I first went to Academy, and then I went to, there's a Nike store up at the quarry in San Antonio. They didn't have any. I was like, really? You guys have everything else. Um, I went over to Nordstrom Rack thinking maybe they'd have something, nothing. And then as I was making my way to Whole Earth Provisions, which is sort of like a version of REI, but not nearly as fun, I happened upon my right, there was Lululemon beckoning me in. And I was like, oh God. Problem with Lululemon is even though everything's really great and it's made well and all that, it's very overpriced. And you're paying for that, that name, that little logo, and but I was just like, so desperate. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And so I did. I walked in, and by God, hanging on a little rack as you get into the little queue for the checkout was a pair of women's running gloves. And I was like, oh my God, they were black, kind of like driving gloves, really. They've got like the little fingertip pads, so if you want to try to take, I don't know, I can't even do that because to be honest with you, I always end up taking off my glove and touching the phone with my hand because I can't get the gloves to work right. I don't know. I think it's probably more of my own personal problem, but anyway, oh my God, $46. It's just like, but I was desperate because I kept thinking, okay, there is, Whole Earth Provisions. Again, I live in the first world up here. And then across the street is a Fleet Feet, but I was just kind of like, no, something tells me they're probably not going to have them either, so I just thought, okay, you know what? They've got me over a barrel. I'm in here. I'm holding them in my little hand. Price be damned. And so I bought them. They're pretty nice. I mean, they are. But when I ran with them on Thursday, oh my God, it was just so cold. It was like in the 30s and it was just that damp cold, and I think it might have even been spitting rain. I actually felt my, this is pretty bad. I felt my face like freezing. I mean, that's how bad it was. It was just, ugh. I mean, again, I live in the South. We have palm trees. This is not normal, I don't think. But anyway, what do I know? My hands were really cold for about the first mile. And then it was just kind of like, all right. And then finally everything started warming up and I kind of was feeling better. But yeah, the verdict on those gloves, pretty good. I don't know if they're worth $46, but now I've got some and I don't have to worry about, soaking my mittens and things like that. And, now I'm in the big girls running gloves club. So, but anyway, yeah, so I did this indoor cycling workout on Saturday because I did not want to go meet up with my group. God, originally we were supposed to go to Guadalupe State Park, which is like about an hour north of here, and you have to do like a water crossing. It was just like, when it's warm out, that doesn't feel so bad, but I just kept thinking, oh my God, it's gonna be cold and you got your feet wet. Well, Mother Nature had better ideas because it rained quite a bit this week or this past week, and the park officials closed the trails for a few days for them to dry out. So I was spared that. But then the group was going to run pavement over at Eisenhower Park at 8 a.m., which isn't, I mean, that's a fairly okay time, but I stuck my face out the door and I was like, oh no, there's just no way. And, it was just, oh God, just windy and cold. And it was just like, I don't know how you people up north do this stuff. I don't know. Maybe you just get used to it. I don't know. And again, I'm from the Midwest, but I don't know. The only other place I've lived where it's been like this, and maybe even worse, was Gainesville, Florida, because it's coming on the same latitude, or maybe we're a little bit further south, but it's really humid and really cold and just kind of horrible in the winters. Also because I was riding my bike to school because I was in grad school and later adjunct teaching, and I couldn't really afford a parking permit, so I had to ride 2 miles each way. Anyway, that's another story. But yeah, so yesterday, oh no, so I did the indoor cycling workout and it kind of worked. The thing is it talks directly to Strava. So it will send your relative effort, because normally I can put in my own relative effort. Like, is it really hard? Was it moderate? Was it easy? Okay, I'm like sweating my head off, and it's telling me my relative effort was a 10. And I'm like, come on. I know better than this. So, but then I realized yesterday that I did something wrong. And so apparently, and this may be an ongoing story, the saga of the watch. But I discovered that once you turn it on and say exercise, it'll use your GPS, because that was the problem on Thursday when I ran, because it wasn't recording my GPS right. So apparently you have to use the app on the phone and get the GPS to sync with that, which seems very cumbersome, to be honest with you, but all right, whatever. So yeah, so yesterday I did a 7-mile run down at the Riverwalk, and I think my average heart rate was like 162. Hey, I was sweating after that. I mean, it was still chilly, but it wasn't awful. But anyway, so yeah, and the watch's alleged calorie burn on this was like over 800 calories. I'm like, oh, wow, I like this. Whether or not that's true. See, that's the thing. It's kind of like those things at the gym, when you're using the treadmill or, exercise bike, and it tells you burned off 3 zillion calories. And, the truth of the matter is it's probably more like 200, I mean, I don't know. And I was definitely run walking yesterday, because there's some pretty good hills on that river walk. I think you gain almost like 300 feet of elevation. So, and again, for the flatlander in me, that's challenging. And, but anyway, so I like the watch. It's stylish. I mean, I can wear it and it doesn't look like bang, bang, this is a sports watch. So that part's really nice. But anyway, also last week, because we celebrate my birthday the entire month of February, I got this, much to my surprise. I knew something was coming from my sister, but I just did not know what it was. And it is, oh shoot. The video thing is not really pulling it up its end here. It's the runner box. I've never heard of this before, and apparently it's a thing. You can subscribe. You can give out a one-off as a birthday gift, which is what I got. And I'm going to show you what was inside this. First of all, the box is really pretty. Oh gosh, you're not going to be able to see much. Anyway, so yes, I've already opened it, obviously, but I thought I'd share. It's very sweet, and it thanks you for using it provides job opportunities for a nonprofit vocational rehabilitation organization. So if you're looking for a philanthropic reason to give a gift, this might be the place. Okay. I got a little happy birthday card, personalized note. Oh God. And then I got this fun thing. Yeah, I got for those of you just listening, this is what you call, what are those things called? The little roll up thing you blow in, and it, I can't think of what they're called. Oh my God. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but you know what I mean. It's like a party horn. Well, it's not a horn, like a party, I don't know. Anyway, so many things inside this box. I was like, wow, then there's more. I just felt like it was like this bottomless box. So first thing I got was this Vita 5 immunity vitamin C chews, which I have not opened yet. Yes, so there's that. That's item number one. I'm not sure where I'm going to go with all this. Oh, and then this thing. I wasn't really sure what it was. It's called Fitly. It's protein, and it's only 100 calories, but it's kind of like a gel. And so I guess you can use that as either, recovery or on the go if you're running. It's kind of large though, so I'd probably use this more for recovery. And again, I haven't really read up on most of this stuff, so maybe I'm describing it wrong, but it looks interesting. It's vegan, and I think it's got fruit in it. So anyway, so there's that. This is like the weirdest thing. I got this like New Zealand wool, okay, and you're supposed to like wrap your feet in it like as a recovery thing, I think. Um, yeah, so I gotta figure that out. Oh wow, look what I just found. I just discovered there's a little crown, a little gold crown uh, in the box. Yes, they did like the little happy birthday foil thingies, making it feel like a party, which it is. And there's this thing called Rule Breaker that is looks like a snack time solved. It's gluten-free, less sugar, and it's flavored like birthday cake. And I can't read this. Oh, 240 calories, so it could be like a early, like a pre-workout breakfast kind of thing. I don't know. I'm gonna try that out. So I like the idea of birthday cake. Okay, what else? Oh, and then for the breakfast person, we've got overnight oats. So does not come with yogurt. It's just oats, at least to the best of my understanding. So very interesting combination of things. That's really my main comment on this. Oh yeah, and then there's I love this brand Kodiak. They've got a chewy protein packed granola bar. Kodiak is the one with the bear on it. I like their breakfast muffins that you can like heat up in the microwave. They're really good. And this is double chocolate, so it's after my heart. So chocolate is a food group in my life. This thing is called a hot shot, and I'm not exactly sure what this is. I think it's for muscle cramps and recovery. I'm not sure if I don't know, but it's called hot shot. And I feel like I'm very unauthoritative here today. And let's see, they gave me, let's see, this is where I kind of have a question about this. Okay, they sent me this aloe vera gel glide deodorant, okay, which is a great idea. But here's the thing, as somebody who sweats like a God knows what, a deodorant is not going to cut it, because I need something that's more of an antiperspirant. And I realize that's not as good for you, but anyway, so it smells pretty good. It's kind of citrusy. I guess hence the orange label. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try that when I'm feeling brave. And finally, we got for the caffeine addict. We've got these little packets of, excuse me, brain fuel. It's DIY drip coffee. So I guess you just put it over your cup and pour hot water over it. But it's also got, it's a French roast, Columbia chocolate, smoky rich coffee infused with, I can't say this word, Ganoderma and ginseng extracts. And it gives you 40 grams. Oh no, it's 40 grams. 40 grams of caffeine. I'm like, that's rocket fuel. But anyway, so I just thought I'd bring this up because I thought it was a really cool thing, for people to see. Yes, here's the happy birthday thing. But yeah, I thought that was I've never heard of this before. My sister's she's so good at giving gifts and I'm really bad. So, I usually end up giving people things that I like. So, but this runner box, you can, if you've got a runner on your gift list, or hell, you just want to treat yourself. Now I'm not real sure. I did take a little bit of a peek. I think these are probably like in the $30 range, 35. And I do not know how much it costs for a subscription, so you'll have to do your own research. Go visit the internet. Anyway. Yeah, so I thought that was a really cool gift, and maybe something different than just giving someone a gift card to, Fleet Feet or wherever, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with Fleet Feet. Big shout out to Ugo and Sandra for Fleet Feet McAllen. They just opened this a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, it's the first of that franchise down in the Valley. So kind of cool. Yeah, so that running again was kind of spotty. But I think this week the weather's, I think we're finally, God, I hope we're finally going to get out of this. And yeah, my hope is that I can get out there and run a lot more, just because I need to. And yeah, I think it's just a better idea than, thinking about it now. I mean, it's not like I'm sitting around doing nothing, but yeah. And I have to give a huge shout out to my friend Agatha and a handful of other friends who did Jackalope Jam over the weekend. Jackalope Jam is this, it's almost as dumb as habanero, which is this race at a ranch where that one starts at noon in August. I forget how many hours you can go, but it doesn't matter. It's just, the concept just escapes me. I just can't imagine why you do that to yourself. Now, this one, you can go 100 hours ruck, and then it kind of goes down to, I want to say 12 hours, maybe 6 hours. I can't really remember how the breakdown goes. But anyway, my friend Agatha, she did the 100 hours, and I think got in, I kind of peaked yesterday, so I know it's like over 160 miles, and maybe she got more. As you may recall from listening to this podcast, she is somebody who kind of found out about the snowdrop thing and got into snowdrop, which is that event over New Year's, and she kind of got in last minute, and she logged well over 100 miles with my friend Sarisa. And so yeah, Agatha's a huge beast. I think I'm gonna probably have to come up with an excuse to get her on here because she's great. And yeah, and I just when I was running, even on Friday when I'm running, my face hurts. I'm just like, okay, Agatha's out here. She's been out here. You need to stop because I don't know how people. First of all, it's like 100 hours sounds crazy, but then secondly, 100 hours in this disgusting damp cold. I mean, I know she's just got a really good mental attitude. I mean, I'm not saying that it's easy, because I don't think it's easy, but she manages to keep a smile on her face and gets it done. So way to go. And then my friends in the Rio Grande Valley did Mesquite Fire. Unfortunately, because of the weather, it got moved to asphalt. And yeah, so it was pretty cold there too. I was almost kind of like, well, I'm not missing much. So, but anyway, so a lot of my friends did that race. Shout out to Louisa who did the 25K. And I know I was originally planning to go and we were going to kind of hang together like we did last year. And I had other things to do this weekend. So like not freeze to death. Anyway, yeah, not much else. I mean, this was kind of an unusual episode, product placement. I don't know. But it's all real. I mean, it's what I'm dealing with. And, that's the way it is. So, well, have a great week. That's all I've got for now. I'll see you next time.